Hey there crafters, and welcome to the Countdown to Christmas series. These are 24 projects leading up to Christmas from my friend Tracy and myself. Tracy Bish and I are both Stampin' Up demonstrators in Australia. We are hoping to inspire you with all of these projects over on YouTube. Our videos will be shown Monday to Thursday right up until the end of November or early December, and those will be in our channels. So pretty much if you are following along, all the descriptions below do have the links. So if you are finding this one from here and you haven't seen any of the others, go back to the very beginning and start with day 1. Today's card is number 21. So we are day 21 into our projects, and I am doing a twin card. So these 2 cards are created by using only one template cut. Very hard to describe, but these are really cute, simple to put together, particularly for a stamper stack. So that's where you can create lots and lots of cards and put them together so that you've got a whole big stack ready to go. Please join me, everybody, and we are going to get started right now. The card we are making today is actually a double up card. So I'm going to first of all go through all of the things that we're going to need for this. So we are going to use the traditional labels stamps. So I've got those ready, and I'm actually going to use the sentiment seasons greetings. And of course for that one, the Christmas greenery, traditional labels die has this great banner, so we're going to use that one today. We're going to use Versamark and white embossing powder, so that's going to be heat embossed as well. I've already pre-cut some of these cute holly and berries, so those ones I'm just going to pop them to the side, but we're going to use those a little bit later. Now to go through, we are going to use a A4 sheet of cardstock. So today we're going to actually make 2 cards, but using only one method, or one lot of cutting products, ideas, instructions, whatever. Okay, so we're going to have our base. Now I am in Australia, so if you need to convert this to different into inches, then there is a online converter that you can pop all of my measurements in, and it'll convert it into inches for you. I'm not very good at converting numbers and things like that. I have already measured all of this, so we know what we're doing as far as this. So this A4, I'm going to cut it in half in a moment. I'm going to create a basic card. So we're going to cut it at 14.8 and 10.5, and 14.8, yes, and 10.5, and then we're going to score that and make a card there. All right, so for these ones, I've chosen 2 different green. You could have any color, but we have old olive and garden green. These are the colors that are already in our DSP, which is our traditional Christmas DSP. So we're going to use that one, and we're going to need it at 10 by 14.3, both of those sheets there. I'm then going to have basic white again, and it's going to be 9 by 13.8. So we're basically same size, just reducing it by 1 centimeter. And then our 2 DSP. So these are from the exactly same suite, so it does coordinate. We've got these beautiful gold foiled side on this side of the DSP, and then a more traditional basic pattern on the other side. So this one here is 7 centimeters by 12.8. So basically both of those together are exactly the same measurement, except 2 centimeters less, so it's a bit bigger. It looks a little bit like we've got a smaller and a larger border, but this is how we're going to put it together. So let me show you first of all with our basic card base. So I'm going to double it up, which means by using our 10.5, we're actually going to score the entire A4 card sheet. And then we're going to cut it like we normally would at the 14.8. Now this means we've got 2 cards ready to go, or 2 card bases ready to go. So we're going to fold them. So I wanted today's card to not be too complicated, but this is one that you can actually do what we call a stamper stack. So we can create lots and lots of cards using a few tricks. So we've got that one ready. We're going to bring these ones in, and we are going to take our first coloured matting one cardstock here, and this is going to go on here. Now, another trick is, because this section of our cardstock is actually going to be covered by other layers, what we're going to do is we're going to use our die, and this will actually cut through 2 sheets of cardstock. So we're going to pop this in the middle, and you can actually probably do 2 of those, so you've got some spares. So you just need a border around the outside. So we're going to run this through my die cutting machine, which I'll put things just slightly to one side, and I'm going to pop this one in here. Now it's a bit tricky for you to see, but you'll see it pop through in a second. My plates are almost on their last legs, but that's okay. I have got spare ones. I've had spare ones for a while. Okay, you can see that one there, and we're going to run this through. So we've got just that border around the outside. Okay. Now my plates even are split, and look, after the last couple of weeks, that split has become a little bit bigger, so I'm going to have to very soon replace everything, and that's okay. Probably when I started using this 5 years ago, I actually did reverse both of my plates. I'm now next time just going to replace one at a time and use it on the top, and then when the bottom one starts to split or is no longer any good, I'll swap them over. Okay, there is, like you see, it can cut 2 sheets of cardstock, 2 layers really easily. So I'm going to do another lot very close to it, and this is just because I'll have some spares for something else. I'm trying not to waste a lot of my cardstock, and also doing some extra cutting whilst I'm already here. So this is where it's going to do some saving of time. All right, so these 2 ones here, which are going to come out here, my two pieces here, I'm going to pop them to one side. Actually going to leave them there because we will probably use those. We're going to emboss on those ones, so we're going to do that in a moment, and I'm going to do that all at the same time as well. So pop this one to one side, bring these 2 in, and we're going to line these up. Now there is a right and a wrong. I shouldn't say right or wrong, but the actual shape fits on one of them. So I'm just going to make sure that I've got them all around the right way, because we're going to do them all together at the same time. So in order to do my embossing, I have one of the embossing buddies. So this is a little pouch filled with a powder, an anti-static powder. So static is what is that actually sticks some of our very fine powder based, which is actually, sorry, it's a embossing powder is actually like a plastic. But this one's a super fine one, so you will get lots of detail. But these basically attach using our Versamark, which is like a sticky ink, and then the embossing sticks to that, and then you heat it so it melts, so it actually stays on our cardstock. So if you haven't done a lot of embossing previously, this is lots of fun. And what we can do is we can do lots of them all at the same time. So we're all ready to go and get my Versamark out. I'm going to lots and lots on here so that it's got plenty of that sticky ink. And we're going to, that one's around the wrong way. Okay, and we're going to stamp 1. And Versamark actually becomes dark, or especially on dark cardstock. So this is what I mean by, oh, I've done it upside down there too, I think. Yep. This just means that you can do plenty of them at the same time without having to pack things up and then start again, and just, we call it stamper stack when I have workshops. So it's where you're basically doing lots and lots, and then lots and lots of preparation, and then putting it all together is actually quite easy. All right, so to do that now, for the next part, I just get a piece of photocopy paper, which I'm going to grab now. And I'm going to put them on here, and I'm going to sprinkle my embossing powder over the top. Now you've got a minute or two before this really starts to dry. Okay, now so you don't need to worry whilst you're doing a couple of these at the same time. You obviously can't do like 100 of them all at once, but you definitely can get quite a few in one go. So just gently tapping it off. And then you just check. There might be 1 or 2 that have stuck. It's not too bad like that. Now this is where you've got to be very careful. I'm popping that one to the side. Don't touch the powder until it has set using our heat tool. Okay, another one. That makes 3. And whoops, 4. Trying not to touch it too much, which, see, you can see that one came apart. All you need to do is just add a bit more to it and make sure that there's enough on there. So you can see here that S must have got a bit smudged. I use, you can use anything you like really, but I use a scalpel, and carefully I'll just blow on it, and that just makes the S stand out a little bit better like that. Now I'm going to fold this in half, which gives me like a little funnel, and I'm going to pop this back into my little container of embossing powder, and that gets tied screwed down, and same with the Versamark before I bring in my heat tool. So here is my heat tool, and I use a pair of tweezers. Now I do have another one that comes from Stampin' Up, and it's gone missing. So it's on my desk somewhere, but this is the one I originally used to use, and it's just a pair of tweezers. The reason being it gets pretty hot, so you want to have your fingers just away a little bit. So I'm going to start putting it on one end like so. And hopefully you will see this where, there we go, it changes colour. You don't want to melt it too much, but you don't want it too grainy where it's going to come off either. Number 1 is done. Bring in number 2. So when we have a stamper stack, sometimes what we can do is when we've got several friends working together, we put a bit of a job list together. So someone might be doing the sentiments, someone might be cutting out some dies, that sort of thing, so that everyone's working together to create them all quickly. And then everyone sits down with a cuppa and puts everything together. So as you can see, that's 4 sentiments, which I won't need them all, I only need 2. But that's 4 ready to go. Now, because it is plastic and it has melted, it needs, I don't know, next 30 seconds or so just to cool down a little bit, and that then you can touch it. Okay, now to do that with mine, I'll be honest, I love to use a blending brush and just use a little bit of a similar color. Now you could use the Versamark and not use a a blending brush, but I'm going to, for today, I'm going to use Garden Green, okay? And I'm going to use Garden Green in both, but I'm going to start with tapping it on and I just want the edges here on the ends here. And then you can actually just use your finger to buff over the top of the embossing powder. When you're using darker colors, you got to just be careful. I mean, yes, it's white and it will buff off, but it might stain it a little bit. Now, hopefully you can see the difference between those two. One's a little bit a little bit more 3D, I guess you could say. So let me do that quickly for all 4, because like I said, I'm getting ready to have another lot go. You know, this afternoon, tomorrow, I might finish this one and actually create exactly the same, and I've already got some to go. This one here, different color to my base cardstock, but that's okay. It just creates a little bit of dimension. Okay, one end. Okay, and this is where we're going to start putting everything aside. So I've got my sentiments are done. My I already did pre-cut my elements here, my holly and berries. Okay, and we've got our 2 bases ready to go. So we're going to put all that aside and we're going to start doing these layers. So to start with, I'm going to do these ones because it's going to go this one, then that one, all on top of each other. All right, so to do this, we are not going to measure this. Okay, now I know that's scary for some people, but the idea of this is to not make it complicated. This is a double up card concept that you don't need to do any measurements, because your measurements have already been done by all your bases or all your matting sections. So here we have got this one, it's 7 by 12.8, and we're going to have them together, make sure they don't move, and we're just going to I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to do one cut. I'm going to do it here, so I'm going to have a smaller section and a larger section, maybe a little bit more. Now for this one, for those who are coming along, I will make it measurements. It is 4.5 there. Okay. Now split that into 2 lots, like so. This one here, I am going to, let me see, 3 centimeters there. There, like that. I'm going to pop this, oops, just here to one side so that they're like this. And then this one here, I'm going to do 3 centimeters on the other side. Okay. So this is how they look like that. Okay, so to do this now, I'm going to split them. Can you see, hopefully like this? I'm going to move these ones up like this, and then these ones like, oops, exactly the same like that. Okay, so we're going to put them together with a gap in between, like so, but I don't want them to look like that. So I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to turn this one over on both sides like that, and then I'm going to swap these 2, whoops, to here. So I'm going to pop that one there and that one there. Okay, so you're just basically rearranging it. There we go, like that. Okay, and then the really red one, I'm going to switch. Did I just do that? 2 red. Yes, that's right. So then I'm going to switch one over. So I'm going to do this one here, because these are the 2. The top ones are actually the gold embossing, gold foiling. So I'm going to turn that one over like that. And same with this one. I'm going to turn it over like this. Okay, now you've got 2 cards, 2 ready to go. This is what it's going to look like. Now, I'm going to rearrange this. I'm going to go back to where I was. Okay, I'm going to go back to this one. Now, what I want to do is this one. So you can mix and change. I think I'll go back to the way I was. Now I'll show you, because I've done it like that, I don't want all my foiling there. So I probably will swap it like that, which is what I want, right? But like that. But again, it's not where I want it to be, but it doesn't matter. You can swap and change whatever you like. Mine sort of fits like this a little bit better. Okay, and you've got the same there. Might move this back. No, I think that's what we'll do. You can mix and match, but this is what I'm saying. It is very, very simple to do. I'm going to bring my white cardstock. I'm going to bring in my glue. I'm going to do the first one. So I'm going to place it here just so you can see it before I glue it down. 1, 2. So it's got quite a big gap here, like so. Now we're going to place them where we want them, like so. So you see I've got a slightly bigger border around the outside. Now that it looks like that, I'm going to glue one section here on there. Whoops. Okay, so it lines up. So you've got pretty much a equal border top and side. Now that that's in one spot, we can start arranging this so that that side border is similar either side, and then we've got a slightly smaller gap between them all. Okay, so like I said, you could actually swap and change different DSP for this and do a lot of things very, very quickly. Whoops. The DSPs on the back are all very different, so you can pick and choose what you would prefer to have on the back. So if you've got one that's red on the back, you might want green like we've done, but the red and the red together might mix up, so we might want to change that. Okay, that's our first one done. Okay, like that. I'm going to do the same. Again, just put them in here just so we've got an idea of where they're going to go, and we're going to start with one and then start gluing the rest all together by using like an outside border. Okay, now the outside section is approximately 1 centimeter border, and the gaps in between are approximately 1/2 centimeter. So I'm just making sure that they're all lined up. Okay, you can imagine if you had several already cut out for this, it would be really quick and easy to put this together once you've made a start. Okay, it depends on where you put your those initial cuts. So different measurements will give you a different, it may not give you that complete cross there. It'll give you a couple of different options for where it sits together. I hope that makes sense. All right, now I'm going to bring in my 2 borders. There we go. There is one there. Here is one here. And we're going to glue those together. And like I said, because you have, our first one, that's the back of it. You can't see it, which is a great tip to save a little bit of cardstock, and particularly when you need to use cardstock that's going to match. It's really quick and simple to use the middle section there, and it matches, and then you don't have to go looking for lots of things there too. All right, here are our sentiments. So I can swap them, or we can have them the same. So you can see what I mean. This one matches our back, which I think is how I'll do it. I think I'll go with the dark green with dark green, and the old olive. Old olive. Now, where am I going to put it? I'm probably going to put mine slightly down the bottom, and this is where I'm going to get my dimensional dots, and we're going to start popping these together. 1, one on either end. So these sections here, you've just got to be careful because the die does cut it quite thin. So I try to put it near that. I probably should have even put it over the top of it. That doesn't matter. And then I'm going to add a couple in the center like that. So I hope you've enjoyed all of our countdown to Christmas. Tracy and I have worked really hard to get a whole variety of cards and projects so that they're easy for you to get yourself organised, ready for Christmas. If you haven't done that already, or if you're looking for some ideas, this is coming to the end very soon. So hopefully, if you've just discovered these videos, there is a whole big list of these videos that you can go back and watch. So we've been doing 4 a week, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday each week, and we're doing it for, I think it was 6 weeks. Yep. So it's the 24 days leading up to Christmas. So you've got plenty of time still to get yourself organised and use all these instructions very easily. All right. So I'm going to add my holly. I've done red and gold. So I'm just seeing, I probably don't want the red there. I'll probably put it here. Real red and the gold. Very simple. Or you can put them down the bottom like so. So let's do 2 different ones so you can have a little look. Let me swap them again. This is the fun part where you can put, when you do a stamper stack, you can put lots and lots of elements together that are different colours, and then you start putting them together, which is why I love having sweets, because everything sort of matches together. So I'm going to just glue our little holly down. My glue is getting to the end. Okay, number 1 and number 2. I love gold this year. I'm not a gold person. I'm more of a silver. I love silver, but the gold in the foiling in this DSP and in the suite is really pretty. A lot of very traditional sort of theme or feel to it, I guess. Okay, and then I've got the little berries here. So they're going to go in as well. I'm going to pop them here. Okay, just enough there. And I am going to use my picker tool. And I've got the little putty section there. Just makes it a bit easier. So I'm going to do red for this one, because it's going to mix and match, like I said. Okay, 1, 2. Now this is where these little elements here, you do need to have a little bit of time to let them dry. Okay, almost lost my other one. Okay, and I've got some gold, so I'm going to add some here. Using, like I said, I am using a fair heavy-handed amount with the glue. I try not to use too much glue for anything, but for this one, yes, I do, because they're only little, and particularly the gold does tend to not stick very well. It's sort of got a backing on it, if you like to say. All right, now that those 2 are done, I am going to go back and use my white base. So I wanted this one to have a fair bit of white as my background. You could swap and change it so you'd get a totally different feel if you had a red backing. And of course you could have this as a slightly smaller border as well. You can swap and change and play with it as much as you like. But I do like having the white. It's really crisp, so it does, and there goes my dog. The white thing makes things pop a fair bit on with those colours as well. All right, let's make it a little more pretty, and we're going to bring in some of these. Now these shimmer sequins. I'm not going to use many, but I'm going to add 1 or 2. I'm going to use the green, mainly because I haven't used a lot of the green ones. So we add 3, 1, 2, and 1 bigger one here. Just going to make a bigger one like that. 3, and we're going to do the opposite with this one. 1, 2, and 3, all the way down here. All right. These are our twin cards that came together. They are exactly the same, using one lot of cutting instructions, okay? And you have some spares as well. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining me today. Like I said earlier, please make sure that you are subscribing, first of all, for both Tracy and my channels, because we still have a few to go before we finish. And then, of course, like I said, you can go and watch all of our other videos as well. If you are joining with us and getting inspiration from this, please let us know. Leave a comment or tag us on social media. We'd love to see what you are doing. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. I will catch you with the next one.